So hi all, welcome to today's live and interactive session conducted by THiNC Institute of Design. So today Chandu sir is there with us and he will be taking the topic non-verbal reasoning. So as we all know, non-verbal reasoning is the most important topic in NATA entrance exam. So if you have any doubts, you can just use the live chat box which is available. And also I'd like to remind about the curiosity quiz that we are normally conducting on Monday as well as Friday at 9 p.m. So next quiz will be on coming Friday, which means tomorrow at 9 p.m. So kindly do participate. The topic will be NATA mock quiz. So if you have any further doubts or queries, you can just use the live chat box or else you can just use the comment box. Okay. So actually the quiz is conducted through YouTube as well as Kahoot app. You should have to enter the right option in the Kahoot app and the question will be visible on YouTube live. So not much delay. Let's start today's session. So Chandu, am I audible for you?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, sir. The session is yours. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Ranjit. So, good evening, all. So, today we will be discussing the NATA questions. Okay, that means NATA questions of the second NATA, which happened in the last month. So, that is the plan today. So, hope you've gone through the discussion of the first NATA, which we had conducted earlier. So, we can start from the very first question over here. So from the given figures, you guys need to group them. Okay, so I will give you a few minutes to solve this question. Say 45 seconds I will be giving. And you guys can put your answers in the chat. Okay, so I will be waiting for your replies in the chat too. So from the given figures, you guys need to group them into three classes using the figure, which is, classes each figure only once. Okay, so you guys need, this is a kind of question of odd one. Okay, this is an odd one evolved question. In odd one, what we will be doing at that time, we will be picking one which is not belongs to that group. This is the reverse. We need to create a group. Okay, we need to create a group. So if you check the options, you can find out number of pairs. So you can go for a trial and error using the options, or you can just look into the figure. For example, this option A. Or the figure A, there you can find a pattern like this. Okay, so this pattern is with A, this pattern is with B, and it is again with E. Okay, so the outer image is changing, but the inner pattern remains the same. Now come to the next pattern. Next pattern is something like this. Okay, the same has been in C as well as G. You can find it. And in H also you can find it. If you got AB, then only one option is providing you with such a combination. Okay. Even with that hint, you can go for directly to AB. Similarly, the final one is a pattern like this that is available with D, F as well as J. Okay. This is how that first question. Okay. This is how that first question.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
So,
hello, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible.
Sir, can you please make the timer to the downside, sir? It's just.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay. Fine. That's fine, sir.
Okay.
Okay, you can carry on the session, sir.
Yeah. So over here, you can find another question, and this question has been directly come from figure counting. And we had already learned some techniques for solving this question under figure counting. Now you can use the time which is provided over here for solving this question and put your answers in the chat. So you can spot the senders. The demand of the question is you need to connect these senders. Okay. So it will be something like this. So I just connected the senders. So I got a figure like this. So number of squares in these kinds of figures. Here you can find 3 rows, row number 1, row number 2, row number 3, and columns, column number 1 and column number 2. Okay, so this is the figure. So we have the shortcut. If this is a 3 into 2 mesh, okay, this is a 3 into 2 mesh. For figures like n into m mesh, there is a generalized shortcut for the n into m mesh. Whatever the number of rows or whatever the number of columns, there is a shortcut for n into m type meshes, and it is something like this. Number of squares we can solve using n into m plus n minus 1 into m minus 1 plus n minus 2 into m minus 2 plus it will be progressing until whenever you see the first zero. For example, if it is a 4 into 3 mesh, at that time number of squares will be like that 4 into 3 plus 4 minus 1, that is 3, and 3 minus 1, that will be 2. So 3 into 2 plus again 4 minus 2 over here, that will be 2, and 3 minus 2, that will be 1, plus the next step will be 4 minus 3 because n minus 3, that is 1, but the 3 minus 3, 0 is coming. So in that way you can, if it is a 4 into 3 mesh, at that time it is 12, 6, 2, so it will be a 20. So over here in 3 into 2 mesh, this is a 3 into 2 plus 3 minus 1, n minus 1, 4, 3 minus 1, 2, 2 minus 1, it will be 1. Next step include 2 minus 2, a step. So at that time it will be 0. So we can easily solve it 8. If you know this technique, if you have this technique, you can easily solve this question just looking into this figure. Okay, one more way you can solve this. Just put the numbers in this order and find the smallest number, that is 2. Put induce equal to the smallest number. Okay, so 2 induce record. You need to write the numbers in descending order. So after 3, it should be a countdown. 2, only 1 induce, only 1 position. If 5 induce there, then 5, 4, 3, 2, that will be progressing in that way. So after 2, it will be 1. So again, 6, 8, 2. So total 8. In both the ways you can solve this question. Okay, in both the ways you can solve this question. So the final answer is option C, that is 8. Now comes the next question. It's a question from the projection. Okay, so your 45 seconds starts here. This is a question from projections. The question is asking for you the top view. You can put your answers in the chat. I'm waiting for your answers. Okay, whether A, B, C, or D, whatever you find right, you can put it. No idea. So just look from the top. Okay, just look from the top. Go for the number of surfaces you can see from the top. Okay, Michiko. Okay, Michiko gone with B. So actually we can find a roof-like structure over here. So that is present in all the figures. And if you look into a roof-like structure over here, it is absent in option A. And similarly, if you go to the question, if we compare the sizes, okay, if we compare the sizes, you can find that this D as well as it is roof-like structure also is against the case of this question. So D gone, and you can avoid B also because this is very too small, but this is very long. So option C is the most probable answer for this particular question. This is just a question for the projection. One more question from the projection over here. You guys can try. So very good, Sharon. So solve this. Number of surfaces you can see in this question. I think in these questions, 30 seconds will be enough for these kinds of questions, I think. Okay. Achitra Gupta. So here, if you find this is a very small area, this is very larger, and that particular area is missing in option B. So we just removed 2 options, B as well as D. We had removed in a matter of time. Now we need to look into the size in this area. There is a slope. Okay, this is a little bit larger slope. So Option C, as like Sharon commented, as like Himanshu commented. Option C is the right answer. Even option A is wrong. And next one, another projection question. Okay, another question from projections. A, B, C, D. 30 seconds you guys are having. View from the direction of arrow. Okay, view from the direction of arrow. Elevation from the direction of arrow has been asked. Very good, Himanshu. That's it. It's option A. Okay. So option A is the right answer for this question. So those things you can easily view from this direction. Okay, you can count the number of surfaces, and in that way you guys can solve these questions. Similar, another question from figure counting has been asked. Sorry, not figure counting, it's cube counting. Coming under counting. So this is cube counting. We come across a lot of questions in cube counting, and this year JEE asked a similar question. Okay, JEE has been asked a similar question in cube counting. There is a shortcut for solving this particular question. So we can discuss that shortcut in detail. So for that purpose, let me zoom this figure. Okay, this is difficult to be solved in 30 seconds without that shortcut. So I will get you the shortcut. So the shortcut is being like this. So I'm just making a cut over here. From here onwards, I'm just separating the figure. Now I'm going to number it. 1. So I'll use another pen, that will be better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So among these numbers, you need to focus on the largest number in every row. Okay. You need to focus on the larger number on every row. So this is 15 here, 10 here, this is 6 here, and 3 here, and again 1 over here. So take the sum of these numbers. So 25 plus 10, 35. So this particular step-like structure, okay, this is the shortcut for counting these kinds of figures. Every row, take the highest number, okay, then add it together. You will be getting the number of cubes in that particular figure, okay. The figure has to be in somewhat orientation similar to this. Similar, we can do it over here, then you can end up at 35. To find this 35, you will take nearly 10 seconds. Okay, 35 plus 35, we got the 7B. Now the remaining numbers, okay, now the remaining numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Largest number, 15. Largest number, 10. Total, 25. We got the answer. 70 plus 25. 95 is the answer, and that's it, option A. And you can use this shortcut. If anyone, yeah, Vijisha, very good. If anyone have an issue with the shortcut, please write it somewhere in your book. Okay. If you forget this, just draw a sample figure of up to this level and count for the 10. And JE this year asked the same question, same shortcut. That shows the connection between both those exams regarding these things. Okay. So JE also asked the same type of question. So 95. Now a simple question of figure counting. You need to count the cuboids. Okay. Count the number of cuboids present. Your timer is running. Vijisha, Sharon, Himanshu, Chitragupta. Cube guys, cube. Some intersecting cuboids. Chitragupta, great. Others. Last 3 seconds. Okay, fine. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and this is the 11th one. We had already counted this. So option C, 11. Yeah, very good. Michigo and Sharon gone for, yeah, not Sharon, it's 11. Okay. So maybe a double counting. would be happening over here. That is why you end up at 12. Actually, it is 11 only. Okay, because it's a part of that 7 has been over there. Now you can find another figure. This is from dice. The question, opposite of 3 dots. This is the 3 dots. Your timer. This is the 3 dots in the question. You need to find who is the opposite of these 3 dots. In figures like this, you need to just remember that if a piece is coming between reference side and opposite side, will be having one piece in between them. So find that single piece coming between them and find the opposite side. So in this question also, between 3 and 6, there you can find that 1. So that means that 3 and 6 are opposite. So in these kinds of figures, it will be 5 and 4 are opposite. So 1 and 2 are opposite. Just keep these numbers in mind for this particular figure. Okay. So you can call this by A, B, C, D, E, F. And remember that A and C are opposite, B and E are opposite, and D and F are opposite. You can note down this. Okay. Or unless you can find that there is a central piece. So opposite, the other 2 sides of the central piece will be opposite to each other. Next a pattern based question. You guys can try. Who will be completing the pattern? So the question is like this: who will be completing this pattern? A, B, C, D. So for completing this figure, assume a mirror over here. Okay. Assume a mirror-like structure over here. So this portion is going to be cut from there and it is going to be pasted over here. Okay. So just assume that it is going to be dividing it over here. So a piece like this has to be cut from there and it will be placing over this. So let me finish this figure. It will be something like this. Little bit thickness more we want. So I just cut it from there. Okay, this is how that square will looks like. So I'm going to extend this figure. I just extended. I'm going to extend this figure. Okay, so what I had drawn in addition is that one square having 2 lines which I had drawn. As like option A. Very good, Vijisha, Mishigo. Okay, Chitra Utta, wait. Very good. Next question is about the number of triangles. Okay, how many triangles of the same size? Okay, as highlighted are there in the figure. Number of triangles. Number of triangles of the same size. Okay. Fine. So over here, we want, this is one edge. That edge is producing 2. How many edges are there? Second edge, third edge. Each edge is producing 3. That means 3 into 2. Okay. So each edge is producing 2. Okay, 3 into 2, 6 is the right answer. Okay, of the same size. 6 is the right answer. So we can try the next question. Solve this. Select the 3 figures out of the following 5 figures, which when fitted to each other would form a square. That is a question. Select the 3 figures out of the following 5 figures, which when fitted into each other will form a square. Over. So while solving these kinds of questions, we want a square. That is the end requirement. So we will draw that square first. Okay, we will draw the square first. Then we will go for the options. So 1, 1, 1, 1 has been came several times. Okay, it has been came 3 times. 2 comes several times. So I'm just focusing on the options only. Now 4 comes 2 times. So actually most repeated numbers are 1 and 2. Okay. So first of all, I will look for those numbers. Okay. First of all, I will look for the most repeated numbers. If most repeated numbers is not part of a square, then why should I wait time? Okay. So that is the plan. So 1, I will be placing that 1 over here in this manner. So I just place 1 in any of the sides. You can place in any sides as you prefer. Okay. So I just placed at the top side. Now 2, 3, 4. Okay. If I take 2, I can place it over here in this manner because 2 is something looks like this. So this is 2. Okay. I just placed 1 and 2. So I got a figure like 5. Okay. Without much difficulty, I got the 5. Okay. I just after placing 1 and 2, I got the 5. Okay. So I will look for a similar answer. Option B is providing. And Kiran, Himanshu, Chitragupta. Okay, very good. So they had given the right answer. It is 1, 2 as well as 5. Now we can move on to the next question. This is a repeated question. Okay, this is a purely repeated question from NATA session 1. Okay, this is a purely repeated question from NATA session 1. Question from projection. Sharon, Vijisha, very good, Mishigo. That's it. Very simple question. It's option C. Okay, very simple question, and it is a purely repeated question from the first NATA. Nothing changed. Another question. Another question that is also from projection. Match the views as indicated by arrows in the figure given on the right with the answer options given on the left. So I match the following question. I match the following question is here. Okay. So in this question, you can find this A. A is the top view. Okay. So A and which one is having close resemblance? A and top view. Yes. Yes is the top view. Next we can go for B. B is the view from the right side. Okay. B is the view from the right side and it is closely matching for P. So A, S, B, P. Very good, love. Okay. So now over here we can look for C, that is the front view. So C and R. Okay, C and R is fine. Next comes the last one, D. D will go for the view. Okay, this is how we can match them. So AS, BP, CR, DQ, and Love has corrected that question. So how many interlocking rectangular prisms are there in the given image? Interlocking rectangular prisms. It's a counting question. So it's creating a 6-faced figure. 6 phase means 6 directions. Okay. So from all the 6 directions, you need to count. Actually, one direction, if a cuboid is or prism is placing inside it, because if you take this is the first one. Yes, this is the one. Okay, second one is coming over here too. Okay, so third one, fourth one, a green one will be coming over here. Similarly, 5 and 6. Option A, 6 is the right answer. Okay, very good. Kiran, method 2 into 3. 6 is the right answer. 2 from each sides. Okay, 2 from each direction, clearly visible. Okay, left, right, top. So 2 into 3, that makes it 6. How many triangles can you see in the figure? How many triangles can you see in this figure? There are lot of questions are connected to the technique which we are going to use in this particular question. It's a figure counting question. How many triangles can you see over here? Number of triangles is being asked. So I will let you know some basic figures. So in this figure, I'm just making some lines. So these will form different types of squares. So we will call the first one as T1, that means type 1 square. Next one as a type 2, next one as the type 3, and which I am drawing currently is the type 4. So we will be having pre-cooked answers with us while solving these questions in the exam hall. Okay, while solving these questions in the exam hall, we will be having pre-cooked answers with us. Because for if a figure like this one comes, we will be having 2 triangles in it. Okay, we are finding the number of triangles. So for a T1, there are 2. For a T2, actually this is 8 triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th one, 6th one, and in the opposite direction also 2, 7th one, and the 8th one. Hope you guys got all the 8. So you can write it like simple triangles. 4 one component triangles are there into 2. You will be getting this number. This is for remembering this. Okay, this is for remembering what is over here. So next one is the type 3. Type 3, we are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 visible, and that is 12. You can write 6 into 2 and you can count it. Okay, it will be ending up at a 12 value. Next is T4. It is having 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Single component is 8, and we can have the multiply with us. This is just a shortcut to remember these numbers. So every time you guys need to remember these numbers because questions involving these numbers are very much common. Okay, questions involving these numbers are very much common. So in this figure also, we are having one. It is having number of triangles 16. Apart from this 16, 17 is here, 18 is here, 19 is here, 20 is here. Okay, so very easily we can count up to 16, and from 20 also we can reach within 2-3 seconds if you know these numbers. Okay, so in these kinds of questions, many students will lose the vertical triangles. Okay, we can count the horizontal first, then we can get into the vertical 2 component triangles. This is the first one. You can call this as 21. This is the second one. You can call this as 22. This is the third one of 2 component. You can call this as 23. And students usually miss these vertical triangle. This vertical triangle, students usually miss. This is the 24th one. Hope it is clear. Then it's opposite, 25th one. Okay. Now one more 4-component triangle is there. You can call this as 26. And the one you can call as 27. And the entire figure 28. Okay, that is how that 28 coming. Okay, earlier this question is a repeated NATA question. Earlier also NATA asked this question somewhere in the past. At that time they had asked for a number of squares in this figure also. Actually in this figure, okay, so actually in this figure, there you guys can find a figure like this. We will call this as cross square. Okay, we can draw this separately. We will call this as cross square. So this cross square is having 5 squares in it. Okay, and another type of figure in this is diamond. So this is what called a diamond. So each diamond is having only 1 square in it. Okay, so here 1 cross square and 1 diamond in this question. So simply 5 plus 1, 6 is the answer. Okay, so if the question for number of squares come, then make it 6. Then it is for the number of triangles, go for 28. And a usual type of question we can expect from this particular area. I will show you one connected question. Let me draw it. If this type 2, okay, you will be provided with the 2 type 2 units like this, and you will be asked to find the number of triangles in this type 2. Okay, so this question everyone may be knowing that it is 8 each. Okay, you guys can put your answers in the chat. So in this figure, the question will be for the number of triangles. Number of triangles will be asked, and for manual counting it will be a tedious task. Okay, sometimes this is a 2 unit chain, sometimes this is a 5 or 6 unit chain. At that time that will be quite difficult. Okay, at that time it will be quite difficult to solve such questions. Why I show this question, because this year JEE asked a question like this. Okay, this year JEE asked a question like this. So we can sometimes expect a question of the which will be solvable through this technique may be asked. So you guys can find this is 8, this is 8, we will get 16, but beyond the 16 we need to think. Okay, so 8 plus 8, 16 is there. Beyond the 16, we had already mentioned that type 2 is having 8 in it, and that 8 plus 8 we got 16. And you can find a junction like structure over here. This is the point where 2 units are connected. Yeah, very good, Mishigo, Reshma and Vijisha, as well as Love, very good. And over here that junction is creating 2 triangles. Okay, between 2 units, this is the first triangle, this is the second triangle. So we can make a conclusion, each T2 T2 junctions will be making 2 triangles. Okay, so if it is a question with the 5 units, so we will be adding that 2 over here, and it will be 18 is the answer. If one more unit was here, like this, okay, one more unit was here like this, then what will be the answer? You guys can try. I'll give you 30 seconds. So long chains, it will be difficult. At that time, also we can solve these questions in a very quick manner with the shortcut which we had learned a few seconds back. Okay, we can also solve it using the technique which we had learned few seconds back. What is that? 8 over here, 8 over here, 8 over here, 8 over here. So it's 4 into 8, 32. Very good guys. Vichsha and Allow, I'll check your answers. Okay, and number of junction number 1, junction number 2, junction number 3. So here 3 into 2, 6 junctions. Okay, so that makes it 38. 38 is the right answer. Okay, it's not 42, it is 38 is the answer. So you can expect similar questions. Okay, you can expect similar question in the exams. And if it was a figure like this, so similarly you can find that T4 combination. Okay, that T4 combination is very much important. Let me draw for that T4 combination. So next question is to find the number of triangles in this figure. You guys can try. This is T4 junction. Okay, actually we are learning some connected questions. Okay, just blindly knowing the previous year questions will not make any changes in your mark sheets. Okay, so just learn the connected questions. Because this question is about a T4. So the next time T4 combination may ask. Okay, so at that time, you know this is 16, you know this is 16. We need to know the number of triangles formed at the junction. This is a junction. Okay, so as like the previous case, this triangle and this triangle, two triangles like this is a common. Okay, that two will be there. Okay, that two will be there. Apart from that two, we need to find. This is from unit 1, this is from unit 2. So one triangle from unit 1 and another one from unit 2 has been taken. Similarly, one more has been taken over here. That means T4 junction. T4 junctions are making 4 triangles. So in this figure, 16 plus 4. Okay, because only one junction is there. That means 32 plus 4. 36. Okay. So we always need to have these kinds of shortcut for solving these questions in a quicker manner. Because counting 36 triangles in a question paper at an examination hall is a quite difficult task. You will be wasting a lot of time for counting 36. Okay, it will take a lot of time. You have to waste a lot of time while counting it in this manner. So just have these kinds of smart techniques. So just note down these numbers and try different combinations like T3 junction, T2 junction, because all these questions has been appeared in the previous year question papers. Now, a question from the dice. Actually, this question is having a small mistake. So I will remove the portion with that mistake. Okay, I'll remove the portion with that mistake. I will tell you why I removed it. Solve this question. From the positions of a cube are shown below. That means the dice has been given. Which number will be in the opposite face of 1? Okay, those who know the techniques for solving these cubes can easily solve this question in a very quick manner. For solving this question, we only want 2 figures with us. Okay, those figures are like this. Only these 2 figures which I had highlighted is required for solving this question. That means opposite of 1 is being asked. We know a basic rule. Adjacent sides cannot be opposite. So the options with this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One among the number will be the opposite of 1. So 1 is the reference side, so we doesn't need to bother about 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One among these numbers is the opposite of 1. So in this question, 1 and 6 are adjacent. Okay, so we can remove that 6 from the option. Adjacent sides cannot be opposite. Okay, adjacent sides cannot be opposite. Similarly, 2 you can avoid. Okay, 2 you can avoid, and in the same way you can avoid 3 from here, you can avoid 5 from here. Only one remaining, that is 4. So 1 and 4 are opposite. Okay, that is if a question comes, what is the opposite of 2? Okay, what is the opposite of 2? If a question like this comes, then what will you guys do? So at that time also you only want these 2 dice for the consideration. So from these 2 dice at different position, you can call this as position 1 and this as position 2. So position 1 and position 2 of the 2 dice were provided. Our question is, what is the opposite side of 2? So we are predicting next time. Sometimes it will be a question from dice, will be asking who is the opposite of this particular number. At that time, this method will be useful. So over here, if you check opposite of 2, you can find one common face pair, that is 1, 1. It came on top. This is the top, front and right, and it came at the top. Okay, so common face has been come at the top. Given that if there is only one pair of common faces, given that in the 2 positions of a dice there is only one pair of common faces, then the remaining sides, okay, then the remaining sides are opposite. What is the condition? There is only one pair of common faces, then the remaining sides are opposite with respect to their positions. With respect to their positions or sides. Okay, means this is the position 1 and position 2 of the die. We can summarize like this: friend of position 1 and friend of position 2 will be opposite. Right of position 1 and right of position 2 are opposite, because top of position 1 and top of position 2 are common face. That is why this is like this. Okay, if the friend of position 1 and right friend of position 2 are the common, then top of position 1 and top of position 2 are opposite. Right of position 1 and right of position 2 are opposite. Okay, so the system will be going in this way. So in this question, right of position 1 and right of position 2, that is 2 and 5 are opposite. Similarly, you can find 6 and 3 are opposite. Okay, so we can now summarize. From this die, 1 and 4 are opposite, 2 and 5 are opposite, 6 and 3 are opposite. Okay, so we just summarized it, and we are now looking into the 4th die given. So now I tell you why I told that this die is a wrong one. Okay, why if sometimes an odd one question comes, these 4 dices were given, one is odd. Okay, at that time also you can use this technique. So from the figures over here, you can see, if you can see the 3 here, okay, then you can't see 6, because 3 and 6 are opposite. 6 will be coming over here. Now 6 is adjacent side of this 3. Adjacent sides cannot be opposite. That's the technique we use to solve this question. Okay, adjacent sides cannot be opposite. Then how it is possible? The first 3 dices are telling that 3 and 6 are opposite. Now you introduce 3 and 6 together. That makes this die or this dice as a wrong one. This cube is a wrong one. Okay, so for solving this question, these 2 dices are enough. By giving this one more dice, this makes this question actually going wrong. Okay, that is why I told you that how this question is going wrong and how can we get an answer from this question. So now we can go to the next question. Okay, another wonderful question is here. Find the odd one. Okay, find the odd one. So this is hand signs has been given. So one logic. I have given you the time. You guys can put the answers in the chat. So the logic over here in this question, I'm trying to take all these figures in my hand. Okay. So I'm just trying whether it is option A for the figure A, just trying to make it in my left hand. No, it is not what the same. Okay. Now I'm trying to make it on my right hand. Now I try to make it on my right hand. Now it is similar to what is given in the question. Okay. Next, I just try to make it B on my right hand. Fine. It is also fine. B is also fine. Now I'm coming to C. Okay. C, I'm trying to make it on my right hand. Okay. So actually that has to be faced towards me. Okay. That thing has to be faced towards me, as like A, as like B, as like C. I have to keep my right hand like this. Fine. I'm getting exactly same what is in the question. Okay. Hope you guys can see my fingers. Hope you guys can see my fingers. So now I'm getting what is exactly in the question. Option D, I can make it with my left hand only, not with the right hand. Okay. Option D is like this, and I can make it with my left hand only. You can try in your hand. Okay, you can try in your hand. You can make the option D only with your left hand. So that is clearly showing option D is the odd one over here. Okay, option D is the odd one. So the next question, you can try this. Which of the following series of arrows, okay, follows the given rule? The arrows of the given series can be combined without changing their direction to form a meaningful image. Okay, without changing the direction. So you guys just try. So in this question, yeah, very good guys, very good. Those who in the chat, very good performance. Vijisha, your answer is also right. Love, your answer is right. So in this question, Sharon, fine, good, good, great. So I just drawn this. This is north, south, east, west, and the arrows. Arrow number 1 is towards north. Arrow number 2 towards south. Arrow number 3 towards east. Arrow number 4 is towards west. In option D. Okay, I was mentioning about the option D. So option D, we are getting a meaningful image. This is north, east, south, west. Okay, so that is a meaningful image according to them. So we are getting it. And last year also, they used to ask these kinds of arrows in figure series questions. Okay, at that time also, somewhat north, south, east, west. At that time, they asked arrows pointing towards northeast. Okay, southeast pointing arrows were there. So plenty of questions were from this arrow-based things in NATA. So just pay attention to these kinds of arrows. Now, another figure series type question. Which of the following series of figures follows the given rule? What is the rule here? Closed figure loses its side. Open figure gains it. Okay. Closed figure loses its side. Open figure gains it. I think options are not required because 1, 2, 3, 4. That is saying has given A, B, C, D. This is A, this is B, C, as well as D. Sorry, guys. Okay, the clue has been given here. Closed figure loses its sides, open figure gains its side. Constant. Number of sides always remains constant. Come to the figure A or the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-sided plus 2-sided. Yeah, very good, Sharon. 6-sided plus 2-sided. 8. Fine. 5-sided plus 3-sided. 8. 4-sided plus 4-sided. 8. 3-sided plus 5-sided. Again 8. Okay. So the constant sides, because one side is losing and the other one is gaining it. Similarly, coming over to here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 6 plus 3, 9. That constant numbers are losing in option. Option 2 is wrong. Okay, we are trying all the options. 7 here, 3, 6, 7. 5 plus 2, again 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Next is 10. So that numbers are changing. Okay, we want a constant like option A. Coming to 4, 7 here. Again 7 here. 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plus 5, 9 here. So numbers are going different. Okay, so the right answer, option A. So these kinds of questions, if a side loses, another side gains, then the number of sides will be constant. Okay, so now we just discuss the logical questions. Okay, now we discuss the logical question which came for NATA 2022 July session. That means 2nd session, and we just discussed the morning and evening shift important questions, and we had learned some connected questions, and we had learned how to solve those questions. So you can find similar questions in our program called Curiosity. Hope you remember at the beginning you just saw a what wallpaper on the Curiosity or thumbnails on Curiosity you guys may see. So just give a try in the Curiosity quiz competition which is conducted by the THiNC Institute of Design. So get information regarding your all the data related to JE, NATA, UC, NIFT, etc., examination which is happening in connection with the THiNC Institute of Design. You can find the news or the notifications. All these things will be present in our channel. So you can subscribe our channel for the future news or information. So I think we can wind up the session over here. So I request all to subscribe our channel for getting similar classes, similar questions, and all the news related to your concerned exams. So thank you once again all. We can meet again in our next YouTube session. Stay tuned to our THiNC Institute of Design YouTube channel.